G'day guys, welcome to episode 86 of Ask Jack D. Today I take a question from Twitter about what is the correlation between rap artists and entrepreneurship, and I demonstrate that there is a strong correlation, but it's not necessarily rap and entrepreneurship, it's creativity and entrepreneurship. And I think I've probably got asked this question by somebody who knows that I actually rap. So let the intro roll and you can hear one of my songs.
28 and I'm trying to shape history, pulling from the sky for some strength to take with me. Line up the stars, fly away quickly and push the world forward like a tidal wave hit me. I ride the wave swiftly, I fear no man, check my titles mate quick.
G'day guys, welcome to episode 86 of Ask Jack D. Today we take a question from Luke Hanson on Twitter who asks, what are your thoughts on the correlation between rap artists and entrepreneurs? Hashtag Ask Jack D. Luke Hanson, that is a very, very good question. And the truth is, there is a massive correlation. However, I don't believe the correlation is necessarily between rap and entrepreneurship. I believe the correlation is between creativity and entrepreneurship. I was watching a Jobs interview recently and they asked him, Jobs, are you a hippie or are you a business guy? Are you a hippie or are you a tech guy, I think it was. And Jobs said, well, clearly I'm a hippie. And clearly everybody I've ever surrounded myself with whenever we've done our best work, we're also hippies. And it reflected on when they created the Mac. He said, the team that we assembled were poets and painters and philosophers. They also happened to be the best computer scientists in the world, but they were poets and painters when they went home, right? I believe every entrepreneur is highly creative. And I mean that in both the poetic, painting, writing, rapping, whatever it might be sense, as well as the creative in terms of we are always creating. We're always creating ourselves. We're always creating our world. We're always creating and tinkering with this universe that doesn't yet exist, right? And that also shows, the correlation also does show in rappers a lot. Like if you take Dre, he sold Beats by Dre recently, I think for $1 billion to Apple. You take 50 Cent, he made $100 million after tax from getting involved in a vitamin water business when they IPO'd. He's since become bankrupt recently. So I don't know how creative he got around that one, but you look at Jay-Z. Jay-Z's one of the greatest self-made entrepreneurs, I reckon, in the States, because rap and his music sort of the engine that fueled everything, particularly going back a few years. But he makes most of his money from clothing, from signing other people, from he owned part of the Nets for a while. So there is a strong correlation. The correlation is people who often pursue their own path are highly creative and they don't want to color between the lines. Sometimes that lends itself to rapping. Sometimes it lends itself to poetry. Sometimes it lends itself to painting, whatever it might be, right? But the best thing we as entrepreneurs can do is honor the creativity that we have. And if that means that we journal, or if that means that we write poetry, or if that means that we, go kayaking, it doesn't matter. But we need to keep that creative flair and that entrepreneurial fire alive by always coming back to different crafts and different arts that enable us to channel that. A lot of entrepreneurs find doing things like that to be very meditative and very therapeutic. So I think it's really important that we never go, I'm an entrepreneur, therefore I, read Harvard Business Review and make spreadsheets, right? Because that's not it, right? The best entrepreneurs are highly creative, recognize they're highly heart-driven, and therefore come from that space as opposed to a structured, mechanical type corporate kind of a space, right? Big difference, and rap and entrepreneurship is a really good correlation to demonstrate and highlight that exact difference.
I've been there, I've just actualized a wish that I dreamed as a kid, Cause I'm lighting up the stars.